Have you ever wondered what you would do if you had a heart attack and no one was around to help? It's a terrifying thought, but it's a reality that over 800,000 Americans face each year. Heart attacks often happen when we're completely alone, and knowing how to react in those critical moments could mean the difference between life and death. In this video, I'll walk you through the essential steps you need to take if you ever find yourself in this situation. These simple actions can dramatically increase your chances of survival. From recognizing the subtle signs of a heart attack to knowing exactly how to call for help, I'll show you what to do when every second counts. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of what heart attack symptoms to look out for, how to react quickly and effectively, and how to stay calm until help arrives. I'll also share expert tips on how to protect your heart in the long term and prevent heart attacks from happening in the first place. This video could save your life or the life of someone you love. Don't wait until it's too late. Watch until the end to arm yourself with life-saving knowledge that could make all the difference. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. One of the most profound lessons I share with my patients, one that I hope stays with them for life, is the importance of recognizing the early warning signs of a heart attack. These fleeting, often quiet moments can be the difference between life and loss, particularly if you're alone. Unlike the dramatic portrayals we see in movies, heart attacks often creep in silently, with symptoms so subtle they're easy to overlook or dismiss as something trivial. Yet, these signs are your body's way of desperately calling for help. Imagine this. You're sitting at home, perhaps reading a book or watching TV, and you notice a discomfort in your chest. It's not a sharp, stabbing pain, but more of a pressure, tightness, or even a faint burning sensation. It's tempting to think, this is nothing. It'll pass. But here's where it gets tricky. This discomfort isn't always confined to your chest. It can radiate to your left arm, your back, your neck, your jaw, or even your stomach. These symptoms may ebb and flow, leaving you questioning their seriousness. And then there's the sudden shortness of breath, as though the air around you has grown heavier, sometimes coupled with cold sweats that drench you in fear. I've had patients share their stories with me, recounting how they felt unusually tired or lightheaded, dismissing it as a sign of aging or a long day. But what I tell them, and what I'm telling you, is to listen to your body. Trust that instinct, that deep, unshakable feeling that something is not right. That uneasy sense of dread, that gnawing worry, it could very well be your lifeline. Especially for older adults, these subtle signs can be easily misinterpreted as indigestion, fatigue, or just the toll of a busy day. But when your heart is crying out for help, every second matters. I'll never forget one of my patients, John, a retired teacher who loved his quiet evenings at home. He told me he'd been feeling mild chest discomfort one night while watching TV. He shrugged it off, convincing himself it was just heartburn. Hours passed before the pain became unbearable, and by the time he reached the hospital, his heart had suffered severe damage. I often think about John's story because it's a stark reminder of how hesitation, self-doubt, and dismissing symptoms can have devastating consequences. If he had acted on that initial discomfort, his life today could have been very different. I understand the fear and uncertainty that creep in during these moments. You might wonder, am I being overly cautious? What if it's nothing? But let me tell you this from the depths of my heart. When it comes to your health, it's always better to err on the side of caution. I give all my patients a simple rule. If you feel any of these symptoms for more than 5 to 10 minutes, or if they grow more intense, treat it as an emergency. Don't wait. Don't talk yourself out of seeking help. Don't try to tough it out. Your heart is not just an organ. It's the rhythm of your life. Protect it fiercely. Be vigilant, be kind to yourself, and trust that even the smallest decision, choosing to act when something feels wrong, can be the most powerful decision you'll ever make. The first and most crucial thing you need to do is stop whatever you're doing. Find a chair, sit down, and allow yourself to face the reality of the situation. Denial, while a natural human reaction, can rob you of precious, life-saving moments. In emergencies like a heart attack, every second matters. Every minute that passes without action is a minute lost to your survival. It's not just your life on the line. It's your future, your loved ones, your chance to see another sunrise. Take a deep breath and acknowledge the signs. This simple act of awareness can mean the difference between life and tragedy. Your next step is to call for help. Even if a part of you hesitates or feels unsure, don't let self-doubt hold you back. Pick up your phone. Keep it close to you always, especially if you're at risk for heart issues, or rely on a voice-activated assistant like Siri or Alexa if you feel too weak to dial. These tools were designed for moments like this, and they could be the lifeline that saves you. Speak, even if you're scared, and say, "I think I'm having a heart attack," followed by your location. Remember, when it comes to your health, it's always better to overreact than to underreact. I remember one of my patients, Roger, who refused to call for help right away because he didn't want to make a fuss. He thought his symptoms were mild and didn't want to bother anyone. By the time he made it to the hospital, the damage to his heart was severe, damage that could have been minimized if he had acted sooner. I can't stress this enough. You are never a burden when it comes to medical emergencies. Emergency services exist for moments like this. They want to help, they are ready to help, and they need you to let them do their job. Your life, your well-being, your future, it's all worth the call. Time is not just a factor in heart attacks. It's the single most critical element. The earlier you act, the better your chances of survival and recovery. Don't let fear, embarrassment, or hesitation steal away your opportunity to save your own life. Act with urgency and self-compassion. You are your best advocate in those first crucial moments, and your courage to call for help might be the greatest act of love you ever give yourself. When you dial 911, your priority is to stay as composed as possible and follow the dispatcher's instructions with unwavering focus. These professionals are your lifeline in moments of crisis, offering real-time guidance to help you through the critical minutes before emergency responders arrive. Their calm voice might guide you to stay seated in a safe position, prepare your surroundings for the EMTs, or take specific steps to stabilize your condition. If possible, place the call on speakerphone, freeing your hands to follow these directions seamlessly. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. One thing you should never, under any circumstances, do is attempt to drive yourself to the hospital. I understand the impulse. It feels faster, it feels proactive, and perhaps it feels like you're taking control of the situation. But this is a perilous choice. Imagine the potential consequences. Losing consciousness behind the wheel, endangering not only your own life but the lives of countless others sharing the road. Trust me when I say, as someone who has witnessed the tragic aftermath of such decisions, it's not worth the risk. Instead, trust the emergency services to reach you swiftly and safely. Their training, experience, and resources exist for moments exactly like these. If you're in a public place, a park, a store, or even a busy sidewalk, don't let hesitation hold you back. Raise your voice, call out for help, and let those around you know that you're in distress. It might feel vulnerable, even embarrassing, but remember, people are inherently compassionate. Most are eager to step in, but they can't help if they're unaware of the urgency. And if you have a medical alert device, don't wait, activate it immediately. These small devices are powerful tools, particularly for seniors living alone, and they can make the difference between life and death. As you wait for the ambulance, channel all your energy into staying calm. Sit down if you're standing, or lie down with your upper body slightly elevated if it helps you breathe easier. Every small action you take to reduce strain on your heart counts. I know the minutes feel like hours in these moments, But focusing on your breathing, slow, deep, deliberate breaths, can help keep anxiety at bay. Remember, fear and panic only work against you. Calling 911 might feel like a daunting decision, but it's the most crucial step you can take to protect yourself. It's not a sign of weakness or overreaction. It's an act of courage and self-preservation. Don't overthink it. Don't let pride, doubt, or fear of being a burden stop you. And once help is on the way, your role becomes clear. Protect your body, conserve your energy, and trust the professionals. These moments are about survival, and every decision you make can tilt the balance in your favor. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and know that help is coming. When you call 911 and know help is on the way, your next focus should be on protecting your heart by reducing strain on your body. This might seem straightforward, but trust me, when panic sets in, even the smallest actions can either help or make things worse. As someone who has seen countless heart attack patients in critical moments, I can't stress enough how staying calm and conserving energy can be the difference between life and tragedy. First and foremost, stop whatever you're doing immediately. It doesn't matter how important or urgent the task at hand feels. Nothing is more important than your safety at this moment. If you're standing, sit down right away. If you're in an unsafe area like the bathroom, kitchen, or outdoors, move carefully. No rushing, no sudden movements. Even the act of walking across the room could put unnecessary stress on your heart, which is already working overtime. The goal is to make your body work as little as possible while you wait for help. Once you're settled, focus on positioning your body to aid your heart. The best posture is sitting upright with your upper body slightly elevated. If you're near a wall, lean back against it. If you're sitting on a chair, ensure it's sturdy and provides support. Lying down flat can make it harder for your heart to pump efficiently, and bending forward or slouching could restrict your breathing. Elevate your upper body with pillows if needed. It may seem like a small detail, but this position makes a world of difference in allowing your heart to do its job with less strain. I'll never forget a patient, Sarah, who suffered a heart attack while gardening. She was a fiercely independent woman who hated leaving things unfinished. When her chest pain began, she instinctively tried to clean up her tools and tidy the area before taking a break. By the time paramedics arrived, her symptoms had escalated significantly, making her recovery more difficult. I often share Sarah's story as a reminder. When it comes to your heart, nothing else in the world matters at that moment. The dishes, the garden, the emails, they can wait. Sit down, stay still, and focus on surviving. While you're waiting, don't overlook the small things that can bring big relief. Loosen any tight clothing, belts, ties, bras, or anything constrictive around your chest or abdomen. You might think this is insignificant, but trust me, I've seen patients let out a sigh of relief just from freeing up their breathing. Every small step you take to stay comfortable and reduce stress on your body counts. Take slow, steady breaths, and remind yourself that help is on the way. This is a critical moment, not just for your physical health, but for your emotional resilience too. It's natural to feel fear or anxiety, but don't let it consume you. Think of this as a time to focus on yourself entirely. You are your only priority right now. Let the weight of the world fall away. The only thing that matters is keeping your heart as steady and calm as possible until expert help arrives. Now, here's something that might not have crossed your mind. Don't push yourself too hard when faced with a medical emergency. It's an instinct to want to prepare, grabbing medications, packing essentials, or even tidying up the house. But these seemingly small tasks can take a toll on your body. Every ounce of energy spent on these activities is the energy your heart desperately needs to keep functioning. In moments like these, your primary responsibility isn't to organize or prepare. It's simply to be still and conserve your strength. This might feel counterintuitive, but it could truly save your life. I understand how overwhelming this can be. When panic sets in, the urge to do something often takes over. You might feel restless, pacing the room, or trying to distract yourself with tasks, but this only places more strain on an already fragile heart. Every unnecessary movement, every hurried action, is like asking a struggling engine to go full throttle. If you must shift positions to find comfort, do it slowly, deliberately, and with minimal effort. I know it's hard to fight the impulse to act, but in this moment, your heart needs your cooperation more than anything else. Let me share something personal. I've been in a similar situation before, waiting for help and feeling the anxiety mount. The minutes stretched like hours, and I found myself torn between wanting to take action and knowing I needed to stay calm. It was a battle between my mind and my body, and it taught me a valuable lesson. Sometimes, the most courageous thing you can do is to let go of control and focus on self-preservation. Another crucial step is to be aware of your surroundings. If you sense that you're losing consciousness, don't ignore it. Take precautions to protect yourself from injury. For instance, if you're seated, lean against a sturdy surface to stabilize yourself. This small action can prevent a fall that might worsen the situation. It's about creating a safety net for yourself, one that allows you to endure until help arrives. There's also a profound sense of power in simplicity. Resting, loosening any tight clothing, and limiting movement may seem like minor acts, but they are monumental in helping your heart do what it needs to do. It's a humbling reminder that sometimes, the most impactful actions are the quietest ones. These moments call for a partnership between your body and your mind, a conscious decision to prioritize survival over everything else. Once your body is as calm and stable as possible, the next step is to quiet the storm within your mind. Managing your breathing and finding a sense of calm amidst the chaos is not just a physical necessity, it's an emotional lifeline. This moment is about trusting in your strength and believing that your actions, however small, are paving the way for recovery. Let's explore how to take that next step toward calm and control. You're stronger than you realize, and you're already doing the right thing by focusing on what matters most. Stay with me. We'll get through this together. When facing a potential heart attack, there are two seemingly simple yet profoundly important actions you can take to support your heart while waiting for help to arrive. Using aspirin, if it's safe for you, and managing your breathing. These small, deliberate steps might feel insignificant in the heat of the moment, but they can dramatically improve your chances of survival and reduce the damage to your heart. As a cardiologist, I can't emphasize enough how vital it is to keep aspirin readily accessible if you're at risk for heart problems. Aspirin, often an overlooked hero in emergencies, works by thinning the blood, which can help prevent a clot from worsening or forming anew. If you've been advised by your doctor to use aspirin during a suspected heart attack, this is when it becomes your lifeline. Chewing a regular strength aspirin tablet, between 300 to 100 milligrams, rather than swallowing it whole, allows the medication to absorb into your bloodstream more quickly, a critical factor in moments when every second counts. But let me share a heartfelt plea. Safety must always come first. If you're allergic to aspirin, have been advised not to take it, or don't have it within reach, don't panic or put yourself at unnecessary risk. Don't climb shelves, dig through drawers, or exert yourself in desperation to find it. The most valuable thing you can do at that moment is conserve your energy. This might be a hard truth to accept, especially when you're used to taking charge, but knowing when to let go is just as important as taking action. Now, let's address something that strikes at the very core of this moment: your breathing. Imagine the fear that grips you when your heart pounds wildly, your chest tightens, and panic begins to cloud your mind. It's a natural response, but one that can make things far worse. I've witnessed the way panic compounds the stress on the heart, and I can tell you with conviction, staying calm isn't just good advice, it's a life-saving necessity. In that terrifying moment, focus on your breath. Slowly inhale through your nose for a count of 3, feeling the air fill your lungs like a calming wave washing over you. Then, exhale gently through your mouth for another count of 3, as though blowing out a candle or releasing the tension of a balloon. It might sound simple, but this conscious effort to regulate your breathing helps slow your heart rate, lower your blood pressure, and optimize the oxygen flowing through your body. These small, steady breaths are your anchor in the storm. Taking these steps requires more than just physical effort. It demands courage and trust in yourself. As you chew that aspirin or focus on your breathing, remember that you're not powerless. You are actively fighting for your life, one measured action at a time. And in that moment, no matter how frightened you feel, you are doing something truly heroic, giving your heart the best possible chance to keep beating. I'll never forget one of my patients, Jim, who walked into my office with a story that still moves me to this day. Jim had survived a heart attack alone at home, a situation many of us fear deeply. He shared how, in the most terrifying moment of his life, focusing on his breathing became his lifeline. By concentrating on the gentle rhythm of inhaling and exhaling, one of the few things he could control, he managed to prevent his panic from completely taking over. This simple act didn't just keep him calm, it kept him alive. His story is a profound reminder that even in the darkest moments, the smallest actions can carry immense power. Deep breathing, as Jim discovered, is not just about calming your emotions. It's about helping your body work in harmony when it's under extreme stress. But I understand that in a crisis, something as simple as focusing on your breath can feel overwhelming. If that's the case, there are other ways to anchor your mind. Look around you and find a fixed point, a clock ticking on the wall, the edges of a picture frame, or even a mark on the floor. Let your eyes rest there, and repeat a reassuring phrase in your mind, such as "I am safe" or "help is on the way." These mental anchors are small but powerful tools, redirecting your fear into something manageable and giving you a sense of control in an uncontrollable situation. In these moments, every action you take matters more than you realize. Slowing your breath isn't just about quieting your mind. It's a physical strategy to help your heart function more effectively during the crisis. If you've taken aspirin, as many heart attack protocols advise, you're adding another layer of protection to your efforts. Staying still, calming your breath, and focusing your mind aren't just survival tactics, they're acts of courage. They're ways of telling your body, "I'm here with you, and we're going to make it through this." If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. And once you've made it through, as Jim did, it's time to look forward. Surviving a heart attack is nothing short of a triumph, but it's also a wake-up call, a chance to rewrite your story moving forward. The ultimate goal isn't just to survive, but to prevent this from happening again, or better yet, to avoid it altogether. As a cardiologist, I've witnessed firsthand how small, proactive changes can dramatically reduce the risk of heart attacks, especially in seniors. Simple steps, like preparing for emergencies, adopting a heart-healthy lifestyle, and learning to listen to your body's signals, are the pillars of prevention that could save your life. Jim's journey taught me, and hopefully you too, that the human spirit is remarkably resilient, even in the face of overwhelming fear. His story is a reminder that hope, courage, and preparation can carry us through life's scariest moments, and that every breath we take is a chance to protect the life we hold so dear. When you've had a heart attack, your world shifts. It's a wake-up call, a reminder of just how fragile and precious life can be. The risk of another heart attack becomes a shadow that follows you, but it doesn't have to dominate your life. Instead, think of it as an invitation to take control, to prepare for the unexpected, and to live with a sense of readiness that brings peace of mind. Having a clear plan in place isn't just a helpful tip, it's an essential act of self-love and survival. Start with the basics. Make sure your emergency contacts are easily accessible. This is a small, practical step, but it can make all the difference. Save these contacts under ICE, in case of emergency, on your phone so that paramedics or anyone assisting you can find them immediately. Write them down and stick the list somewhere obvious, like on your refrigerator or next to your front door. Even a houseguest or neighbor who doesn't know you well can use this information to help. If you carry a wallet or purse, include a card with these numbers. Preparation is not just about what you can do for yourself, but also about enabling others to help you when you need it most. Your phone is another vital lifeline. Make a habit of keeping it charged. It sounds so simple, Yet in the chaos of daily life, it's easy to overlook. Invest in a portable charger so that you're never caught without power. If you live alone or are at a higher risk, consider getting a medical alert device. Imagine the reassurance of knowing that with just one press of a button, emergency services can reach you. It's not a sign of weakness to use such a device. It's a sign of wisdom and self-care. Having access to life-saving medication is equally important. Aspirin, for instance, can play a critical role in slowing the progression of a heart attack if taken quickly. Store it in places where you spend the most time. By your bedside, in your purse, in the kitchen, or even in your car. Some people find it helpful to attach a small pillbox to their keychain so that it's always with them. And don't keep this preparation a secret. Share the location of your medication with family members, close friends, or neighbors. The more people who know, the more likely you are to receive the right help in a critical moment. Vulnerability in sharing this information can be uncomfortable, but isn't your safety worth it? Prevention. Taking back control of your life. While preparation is crucial, prevention is the real game changer. A heart attack doesn't happen in isolation. It's usually the result of years of accumulated stress, poor habits, and sometimes genetic predisposition. The beauty of prevention is that it's proactive. You're not just waiting for something to happen. You're actively working to keep it at bay. Let's start with your diet. Food is more than fuel. It's medicine for your body. A heart-healthy diet doesn't mean you have to give up everything you love, but it does mean making thoughtful choices. Picture a plate brimming with colorful vegetables, fresh fruits, hearty whole grains, and lean proteins like chicken or fish. Add in healthy fats like avocados, nuts, seeds, and olive oil. These foods aren't just good for your heart, they're delicious and satisfying. Cutting back on processed foods, sugary snacks, salty chips, and fried indulgences might seem challenging, but think of it as a trade-off. You're exchanging short-term cravings for long-term vitality. You're choosing to show up for the people who love you and the moments you've yet to experience. Exercise is another pillar of prevention. The word might conjure up images of intense gym sessions, but don't let that intimidate you. Exercise doesn't have to mean running marathons or lifting heavy weights. It can be as gentle as a walk through your neighborhood or as joyful as dancing to your favorite music. Imagine spending 30 minutes a day strolling through a park, feeling the sun on your skin and the breeze in your hair. If walking isn't your thing, try swimming, yoga, or gardening. The key is to move your body regularly. Physical activity improves circulation, lowers blood pressure, strengthens your heart, and even boosts your mood. And when you find something you enjoy, exercise becomes less of a chore and more of a cherished ritual. The power of managing stress. Stress is often called the silent killer, and for good reason. It creeps into your life unnoticed, affecting your body and heart in profound ways. Chronic stress can elevate your blood pressure, disrupt your sleep, and even weaken your immune system. But here's the good news. You can take control of your stress before it takes control of you. Start by identifying what brings you joy and peace. Maybe it's as simple as reading a book, listening to music, or spending time with loved ones. Meditation and deep breathing exercises can also work wonders. Dedicate just 10 minutes a day to sitting quietly, focusing on your breath, and letting the worries of the world fade away. Picture yourself sitting by a window, sunlight streaming in, as you take slow, deliberate breaths. These moments of calm aren't just good for your mental health, they're restorative for your heart. Don't underestimate the power of connecting with others. Loneliness and isolation can compound stress, while meaningful connections can buffer against it. Share your thoughts, fears, and hopes with someone you trust. If you have a hobby or passion, pursue it wholeheartedly. It's not just a distraction but a way to bring purpose and joy into your life. A life worth living. Every step you take, whether it's preparing for emergencies, adopting healthier habits, or managing stress, is a step toward a fuller, richer life. These aren't just actions. They're declarations of your intention to live fully and joyfully. You have the power to shape your future, to protect your heart, and to cherish the moments that matter most. Your journey is yours alone, but remember, every small effort you make is a gift to yourself and to those who love you. You're worth it. Sleep is one of the most crucial and yet overlooked components of a healthy life, especially when it comes to protecting your heart. It's not just about closing your eyes and drifting off. It's about giving your body the chance to repair itself, to lower stress levels, and to regulate essential functions like blood pressure and heart rate. Without enough sleep, you're depriving your heart of the recovery time it desperately needs. Poor sleep quality or not getting enough rest consistently is like quietly chipping away at the foundation of your health, increasing your risk of heart disease, hypertension, and even strokes. Think of your heart as the engine that powers your body. Sleep is the vital maintenance it requires to keep running smoothly. Skipping sleep is akin to running a car without oil. It might work for a while, but eventually, the damage will be catastrophic. So, how much sleep is enough? Experts recommend aiming for 7 to 8 hours of deep, uninterrupted sleep every night. This isn't just a number to strive for. It's a promise you make to yourself and your well-being. But let's be real. Many of us struggle with sleep. Whether it's due to stress, age-related changes, or medical conditions, achieving quality sleep can feel like an impossible dream. If you find yourself tossing and turning at night, it's essential to address the issue head-on. Don't just accept it as a normal part of life. Talk to your doctor, explore possible underlying causes, and experiment with solutions like establishing a consistent bedtime routine, limiting screen time before bed, or even exploring mindfulness practices. Your sleep isn't just a small detail of your life. It's a cornerstone of your health. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Now, if you're a smoker, there's no easy way to say this. Quitting is one of the single best things you can do for your heart and your overall health. Smoking doesn't just damage your lungs. It inflicts harm on your arteries, making them stiff and narrow, which increases blood pressure and limits the flow of oxygen-rich blood to your heart. This toxic habit doesn't just incrementally increase your risk of heart disease. It multiplies it, setting the stage for potential heart attacks, strokes, and other life-threatening conditions. I know quitting isn't easy. Far from it. It's one of the toughest challenges anyone can face. But I also know it's one of the most empowering. Every day without a cigarette is a day you're reclaiming control over your life and giving your heart the chance to heal. You don't have to do it alone. There are countless resources, from support groups to counseling programs, to nicotine replacement therapies that can help you along the way. Imagine the sense of freedom and pride you'll feel knowing you've overcome something so powerful, knowing you've taken a stand for your health and your future. Preventing heart attacks isn't just about what you do daily. It's also about being attuned to the subtle signs your body might be giving you. Fatigue that doesn't go away, discomfort or tightness in your chest, irregular heartbeats, or palpitations. These might seem like minor annoyances, but they could be early warning signs of something far more serious. It's easy to brush them off as nothing, to tell yourself it's just stress or that you'll feel better tomorrow. But the truth is, ignoring these symptoms can be dangerous. Trust yourself enough to seek medical advice if something feels off. Early detection and intervention can save lives, your life. Living with heart health in mind may feel overwhelming at first. You might think of it as a long list of sacrifices or changes that seem daunting. But I want to reassure you, it's not about achieving perfection overnight. It's about taking small, meaningful steps that add up to something extraordinary. Every positive choice you make is an act of love, for yourself and for the people who care about you. Imagine being there to see your grandchildren grow up, to celebrate anniversaries and milestones, to experience the quiet joys of everyday life without the fear of what might happen to your health. When you prioritize your heart health, you're investing in your future, giving yourself the best chance at a long and fulfilling life. Start by making sleep a priority, by taking the brave step to quit smoking, and by listening to your body's signals. It's not just about avoiding heart attacks, It's about living a life that's full, vibrant, and free from unnecessary health worries. You've already faced so many challenges in life. Now is the time to embrace the power you have to protect yourself. You deserve to wake up each day feeling strong and capable, to live without the shadow of preventable heart disease hanging over you. The journey to better heart health starts with a single decision, and that decision can change everything. As we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've discussed. Heart health is a journey, and each small step you take, whether it's prioritizing restful sleep, quitting smoking, or paying attention to your body's warning signs, brings you closer to a healthier and happier life. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you've learned from this video that resonated with you? Maybe it's a tip about improving sleep, the courage to quit smoking, or the importance of recognizing early warning signs of heart trouble. Share one action you'll commit to practicing in your life in the comments below. Let's learn and grow together as a community. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tips and insights to help you live your best life. Thank you for watching, and here's to your heart and health.